I leaned back in the leather seat and smiled. You hear that? I said. Another record broken. Claire laughed softly. You never get tired of winning. I used to get tired of losing, I said. This feels better. She brushed her fingers over my sleeve. You earned it. From nothing to everything. From nothing. The words stayed with me. I watched the city lights slide past the window. I had built this life step by step. I promised myself I would never be weak again. You went quiet, Claire said. Still thinking about the meeting? I'm thinking about how far I came, I replied. I don't miss the old days. She smiled. Good. I don't want ghosts at our wedding. They're buried, I said fast. Long ago. The car slowed at a red light. I adjusted my watch, heavy on my wrist. Money solved problems. That belief kept me calm. Claire said, once this deal settles, we can finally rest. We are already resting, I said. This is what peace looks like. She tilted her head. Sometimes it feels like you're still fighting. I am, I said. Fighting to stay on top. She stuttered me. You never talk about your life before me. There's nothing worth talking about. That can't be true. I smiled, tight and practiced. I was broke. I was in love. I was foolish. That's it. Claire looked away. The music filled the silence. I remembered cold rooms, empty cupboards, and promises made with shaking hands. I remembered believing love alone could save me. Do you regret it? Claire asked quietly. Regret what? Leaving that life behind. I didn't leave it, I said. I escaped it. She leaned back. Sometimes I think you're running. I laughed. Running? Look at this car. Look at this life. I won. She nodded, but doubt lingered in her eyes. I told myself I was complete. No cracks. No missing pieces. No names I refused to speak. Emily Carter. I never said it. I never allowed it space in my mouth or mind. Claire squeezed my hand. I'm proud of you. Good, I said. That's all I need. The light turned green. The car moved again. Claire said, Do you ever worry about losing everything? No, I replied. I learned how not to lose. And people, she asked. Can you lose people? People choose to leave, I said. That's not loss. That's weakness. She frowned. You didn't have to say it like that. It's the truth. She crossed her arms. Sometimes you sound cold. I sound honest. Those aren't the same, she said. I exhaled slowly. I can't afford to be soft. Afford, she repeated. Love isn't a business. It is when it costs you everything. She stared at me. Who hurt you like that? No one, I said too quickly. It doesn't matter. It matters to me. I'm fine, I insisted. I have you. I have success. That's enough. She didn't answer right away. Then she said, I hope one day you believe that. I looked out the window again. I believed it. I had to believe it. The city stretched ahead, bright and obedient. I felt untouchable. I felt safe. I had no idea that one crosswalk ahead would prove me wrong and tear my perfect lie apart forever. I was smiling when the car rolled forward, then my breath vanished. I turned my head, and the world stopped moving. Stop, I whispered. Claire said, What? I didn't answer. I stared through the glass. That's not possible. She followed my gaze. Who? Driver, I said calmly. Slow down. The driver hesitated. Sir. Slow down, I repeated. I saw her clearly now. Emily Carter. Her hair was shorter. Her face looked tired. She wasn't dressed for attention. She was real. Claire said, Do you know her? No, I lied. Just thought I did. Emily stepped onto the crosswalk. Two small hands held hers. My chest tightened. No, I whispered again. Claire frowned. You're pale. I'm fine, I said. Just air. The twins walked beside her. A boy and a girl. Same dark eyes. Same serious look. My heartbeat crashed in my ears. "Sir, the light's green," the driver said. "Stop the car," I snapped. Claire turned to me. "What are you doing?" "Stop," I said louder. The car halted. Horns blared behind us. I barely heard them. Claire said, "You're scaring me." "I need a second," I said. "Please." Emily reached the middle of the road. She looked up. Her eyes met mine. Her face drained of color. Her mouth opened slightly. Fear crossed her expression like a scar. She knew me. The twins pressed closer to her legs. The girl whispered something I couldn't hear. Claire said, "She's looking at you." "I know," I said. My hands were shaking. "It's been years," I whispered. "This can't be real." Claire grabbed my arm. "Who is she?" "My past," I said. Emily stared, frozen. The boy tugged her hand. She looked down, then back at me. She pulled them forward again. "Emily," I breathed. Claire stiffened. "You said that name meant nothing." "It does," I said. "It meant everything." The light changed. Emily hurried across. She never looked away until the curb saved her. I said, "Drive." The driver asked, "Are you sure?" "Yes," I said. "Go." Claire said, "You're not explaining anything." I swallowed. I didn't know. Didn't know what? I watched Emily disappear into the crowd. "That ghosts grow up," I said, "and come back holding hands." Claire said nothing. Her silence was louder than anger. My mind screamed questions. How old were they? Why now? Why here? "Those kids," Claire said slowly. "They looked about 6. I closed my eyes. "Please don't say it." "Say what?" she pressed. "That I did the math," I said. "And it fits too perfectly." Claire whispered, "Oh my God." "I can't breathe," I said. "I can't think." The driver said, "Sir, should I pull over?" "Yes," I said. "Now." The car rolled to the curb. I stared at my reflection in the window. A billionaire. A coward. Claire said, "Were those her children?" "I don't know," I lied again. "But you think." "I think," I interrupted, "that my life just cracked open." I watched the crosswalk empty. "If they're mine," I whispered, "everything I built was a lie." Claire said softly, "You're afraid." "Yes," I said, "because the question I need to ask might destroy me." I didn't say it. I couldn't. Not yet. Claire reached for me. "We can't just sit here." "Watch me," I said. She shook her head. "You're not the man you pretend to be." I laughed, sharp and hollow. Neither was she. The driver cleared his throat. "Sir, traffic's backing up." "Give me 1 minute," I said. Claire said, "If this is about her, I deserve honesty." I looked at her. "What would you do if your past walked past you holding your future?" She opened her mouth, then closed it. "That's what I thought," I said. My phone buzzed. I ignored it. Everything else felt smaller than the image burned into my eyes. Claire said, "You're shaking." "I just saw my life before you," I said, "and it didn't stay buried." She whispered, "Were you in love with her?" I answered without thinking, "Yes." The word hit the air and never came back. Claire leaned away. "Then this isn't over." "No," I said. "It's just starting." I stared at the crosswalk again. Somewhere inside me, a truth was waiting. Claire said, "What truth?" I swallowed. That those children might be mine. Silence fell heavy. The driver stopped breathing. Claire whispered, "Ask her." I shook my head. "Not yet." "Why?" "Because once I ask," I said, "there's no going back." I closed my eyes. The question screamed inside me, but fear sealed my mouth. I opened my eyes again. "Drive," I said, "before I lose the nerve to face what comes next." The car moved. My heart stayed behind at that crosswalk, beating with a truth I wasn't ready to claim yet, still bleeding. I stood across from her in the small cafe, my hands clenched. "Sit," I said. "We need to talk." Emily whispered, I knew this day would come. I didn't, I said. You made sure of that. She sat slowly. I never wanted it like this. That's funny, I snapped. Neither did I. Her eyes filled. You don't understand. Then explain, I said. Explain why you vanished. She took a breath. I was scared. Scared doesn't erase years, I said. She looked down. I was pregnant. The words hit me like glass. Say that again. I was pregnant when we broke up, she said. My chair scraped as I stood. You stole my life. I was alone, she said. Your family hated me. You didn't even try, I said. You decided for me. Tears ran down her face. I thought you'd choose money. You didn't give me the chance, I said. Those kids. They're yours, she said softly. My chest burned. How old? 6, she whispered. I laughed, broken. Exactly 6. She reached for my hand. I pulled away. Don't. I didn't want to trap you, she said. You trapped me anyway, I said. In a lie. She shook her head. My brother said you'd leave. Your brother doesn't know me, I said. A voice cut in. I know enough. I turned. Daniel. He stood stiff. You ruined her once. I loved her, I said. You left, he snapped. She never told me, I said. Daniel pointed. You walked away. Emily cried. Stop, both of you. I said, those children needed me. Daniel said, they needed stability. I could have given that, I said. Emily whispered, I was afraid you'd resent them. I swallowed. Now I resent the silence. Daniel stepped closer. You don't get to play father now. I am their father, I said. Whether you like it or not. Emily said, please don't fight. I looked at her. Every night I wondered why you disappeared. She sobbed. Every night I wondered if I chose wrong. Daniel crossed his arms. You chose survival. I said, you chose fear. Emily stood. I raised them alone. And I built a life on a lie, I said. She asked, what do you want? I answered, the truth I deserved. Daniel said, you want forgiveness. No, I said. I want accountability. Emily whispered, I'm sorry. I nodded once. Sorry doesn't give me back time. Silence sat heavy. Daniel said, you should leave. I agreed. I will. Emily said, will you come back? I looked at her. I don't know who I am anymore. Daniel blocked my path. Don't hurt them. I won't, I said. But I won't disappear either. Emily reached out. They deserve to know you. I paused. So did I. I walked away shaking, anger and grief tearing me apart, knowing nothing in my life would ever be simple again after that truth. I closed the door behind us and Claire turned immediately. Where have you been? Out, I said. I needed air. You needed air for 3 hours, she asked. I lost track of time. She crossed her arms. You're lying. I sighed. I'm not ready to talk. You haven't been ready since yesterday, she said. Something happened. Nothing happened, I said. She laughed once. That's worse than the truth. I walked past her. Drop it. She followed me. You stopped the car. You went pale. You said her name. I froze. You heard that. I'm not stupid, she said. Who is Emily? I said, she's someone I used to know. Used to love? She asked. I didn't answer. Claire stepped closer. Say it. Yes, I said. I loved her. Her face hardened. Do you still? I don't know, I said. Everything is messy. She shook her head. You told me you were over your past. I thought I was, I said. You thought, she repeated. Or you pretended. That's unfair. What's unfair is watching you fall apart over another woman, she said. I ran a hand through my hair. There's more. Her eyes narrowed. How much more? I can't say everything, I said. She laughed bitterly. So there are secrets. I was protecting us, I said. From what? She asked. Your guilt. I looked away. From pain. Whose pain? She demanded. I whispered, mine. She stared at me. You never talk like that. I never felt like this, I said. She sat on the couch. Then talk now. I hesitated. She has children. Claire's head snapped up. Children? Yes, I said. Twins. Her voice shook. Are they yours? I swallowed. I don't know. That's a lie, she said. You know. I said nothing. She stood abruptly. So you built this life with me while your past waited. I didn't know, I said again. You always say that, she replied. You never take responsibility. That's not true, I said. I built everything I have. You built walls, she said. Not love. The words cut deep. I said, I care about you. But you loved her, she said. I can hear it. I nodded slowly. I never stopped. She stepped back. Then what am I? I had no answer. She said quietly, I was a safe choice. That's not fair, I said. It is, she replied. You chose comfort, not connection. I clenched my fists. I chose survival. She shook her head. So did she. That night, after she locked herself in the bedroom, I sat alone with my phone. I searched Emily's name quietly. I found her job, small and underpaid. I found hospital bills linked to the twins. I read comments from worried parents online. My chest tightened. They were sick, I whispered. I scrolled further. She struggled, I said. She never asked for help. Claire came out silently. You're still thinking about them. Yes, I said. I can't stop. She said, you're choosing them. I'm choosing the truth, I replied. She laughed sadly. The truth is ending us. I looked at the walls, the art, the life I designed. Cracks spread everywhere inside me. I said softly, I don't know who I am anymore. Claire replied, now you're being honest. She turned away. Just don't pretend this is temporary. I watched her leave the room, realizing the man I built myself into was starting to collapse because truth found me. I stood outside the park fence and Emily said, you can come closer. I hesitated. I don't want to scare them. They already know you exist, she said. I told them. I stepped in. The boy looked up first. Mom, who's that man? Emily said quietly, that's someone important. The girl stared at my suit. Are you a police officer? I swallowed. No. The boy said, then why are you dressed like that? Emily smiled weakly. Say hello. They looked at me again. The boy said, hello, sir. The word crushed me. You don't have to call me that. What should I call you? He asked. I froze. Just, my name. Emily said it for me. Hearing it from her felt heavier than any accusation. The girl said, you look sad. I nodded. I am. The boy shrugged. My mom looks sad too sometimes. Emily turned away. I said, can I sit? She nodded. For a while. I sat on the bench, hands shaking. I should have been here. Emily said, you didn't know. I should have, I said. She said, you can't buy time. I'm not trying to, I said. I'm trying to show up. She crossed her arms. I don't want your money. I know, I said. I brought myself. The boy whispered to his sister. She giggled. I asked, what did he say? She smiled. He said you look scared. I laughed softly. He's right. Emily watched me carefully. Why now? Because I can't walk away again, I said. She said, your life is complicated. So is theirs, I said. Her voice hardened. Don't hurt them. I won't, I said. Even if it costs me everything. She studied my face. You don't know what that means. I do, I said. I've counted the cost. Later, in my car, I called Sarah. I need advice. She said, You sound shaken. I met my children, I said. She went silent. Are you sure? Yes, I said. I'm sure. She sighed. This changes everything. I know, I said. You have options, she said. Legal ones. I don't want a war, I said. Truth causes wars, she replied. I want to protect them, I said. And your fiancé? She asked. I closed my eyes. That's already broken. Sarah said, If you step in quietly, people will ask questions. I can handle questions, I said. Can the children? She asked. That stopped me. She continued, You expose the past, you destroy lives. You hide it, you live with lies. I said, I've lived with lies. And? She asked. They hollowed me out, I said. She said softly, Power gives you choices. Responsibility gives you purpose. I nodded even though she couldn't see me. I choose responsibility. Then be careful, she said. And be patient. I'll be present, I said. That's my promise. I hung up and sat there, watching families walk by. I thought of contracts and headlines and losses I could afford. Then I thought of a small voice calling me sir. I whispered, Never again. I drove back to the park. Emily looked surprised. I forgot something, I said. She asked, What? I forgot to ask, I said, kneeling down. Can I come back tomorrow? The boy shrugged. If you want. The girl smiled. Don't wear that suit. I laughed. Deal. Emily met my eyes. This won't be easy. I don't want easy, I said. I want right. She nodded slowly. As I walked away, I felt lighter and terrified. Power had built my world. Responsibility was about to test it. Claire slammed her phone onto the table. So it's true. I didn't pretend. Yes. How long? She demanded. Long enough, I said. She laughed sharply. You think helping her makes you noble. I think lying makes you cruel, I replied. Her eyes burned. You met her behind my back. I protected my children, I said. She scoffed. Children. You say that like it excuses betrayal. You taught me betrayal, I said. She stepped closer. I gave you status. I gave you image. You took my silence, I said, and called it love. Her smile twisted. Without me, you're nothing in society. I shook my head. Without truth, you're nothing anywhere. She raised her voice. Do you know what people will say? I don't care, I said. You will, she snapped. When I tell them everything. I met her stare. Tell them. She hesitated. You think they'll side with you? I think lies get tired, I said. She lunged for her ring finger and ripped it off. Then we are done. We were done long before today, I said. She threw the ring across the room. You ruined me. You exposed yourself, I replied. Days later, the story broke. Claire spoke first, loud and dramatic. She painted herself as a victim. Then facts followed. I said nothing. Silence did more damage than anger. At a charity event, someone whispered, Isn't that her? Another replied, She lied. Claire cornered me later. You're enjoying this. I'm watching, I said. There's a difference. She said, You always needed control. I smiled slightly. So did you. She hissed, I'll make you pay. You already did, I said. With truth. While her world shook, Emily steadied. I paid hospital bills quietly. I fixed nothing publicly. Daniel watched me one afternoon and said, You didn't have to do this. I wanted to, I said. He nodded. You're different. I'm honest, I replied. Emily said softly, The twins sleep better. That matters, I said. Daniel added, I was wrong about you. I met his eyes. I was wrong about a lot of things. Claire called my lawyer. Then my board. Then old friends. Each door closed on her. She screamed into the phone one night. You planned this. I didn't plan karma, I said. I stopped lying. She whispered, I loved what you gave me. I answered, I loved who I thought you were. She hung up. I stood alone afterward, calm. No victory dance. No revenge thrill. Just balance returning. Emily said later, you seem lighter. I stopped carrying someone else's mask, I said. Daniel smiled once. Welcome to real life. I watched my children laugh nearby. No cameras. No headlines. Claire faded from rooms she once ruled. Invitations vanished. Sponsors withdrew. I didn't celebrate. I simply moved forward. Power once made me arrogant. Truth made me free. For the first time, I didn't need to win. I just needed to stand where lies couldn't reach me anymore. The knock on my office door startled me. Claire? I asked. Yes, she said, voice trembling. I need to talk. I didn't move. After everything. She stepped inside. I was wrong. You're late, I said. By years. Her shoulders slumped. I know. I didn't realize how much I hurt you. You didn't realize anything when you tried to control me, I said. Tears glistened in her eyes. I lost everything. My pride, my image. I just want you to understand. I understand enough, I said. And it doesn't matter anymore. She sank into the chair across from me. Please, can we try? For us. I laughed softly, hollow. Us. I shook my head. I don't know who us is anymore. She whispered, I thought I could fix it. You can't fix what you broke, I said. Not anymore. Her lips quivered. I never meant. You meant what you did, I interrupted. Actions speak louder than apologies. She looked down. I see that now. I just hope someday you can forgive me. I closed my eyes. Forgive her. My chest ached, but not for her. For me. I realized I had carried her arrogance and my silence far too long. Later, Emily and I sat in her living room. I've held so much in, she said quietly. Guilt, fear. I wanted to tell you, but I was afraid. I should have known, I said. I should have been there. You were busy building your life, she said softly. I wanted to protect them, and maybe myself. I understand, I whispered. I don't blame you, but I do blame my absence. She looked at me, eyes wet. Do you hate me? I shook my head. No. I hate silence. I hate what I missed. She nodded. I'm sorry, truly. I know, I said. And I forgive myself for staying away too long. The twins ran in, giggling. Daddy, the boy shouted. My chest tightened. That's me. I asked Emily, unsure. Yes, she said. They need you now, but they also need to trust you. I knelt slowly. Hello, guys. I'm me. The girl ran to my side. You came back. I'm here, I said. I won't leave again. The boy held my hand, eyes wide. Promise. I promise, I said. Emily watched quietly. Thank you, she whispered. I should be the one thanking you, I said, for keeping them safe until I returned. Emily exhaled. I've carried so much guilt. I was so afraid. You were brave, I said. More than I was at first. We talked for hours, nothing forced, everything honest. Pain mixed with relief. I realized that truth had a weight, but it also lifted burdens I didn't know I could let go of. Later, I walked outside alone. The city lights reflected on the sidewalk. Claire's absence, her departure, was a strange relief. Seeing her fall, stripped of pride, was odd. Not satisfying, but sobering. I whispered to myself, revenge never healed me. Silence never healed me. Only truth does. I thought of Emily, the twins, and everything lost and regained. I have a chance, I said quietly. A real chance. I felt my chest unclench. The anger, the heartbreak, the regret, it all softened, not vanished, but shifted. I realized forgiveness wasn't for her. It wasn't even for Emily. It was for me. I breathed deeply, feeling something I hadn't felt in years, clarity. Tomorrow, I whispered, I'll show them who I am. And for the first time, I believed it. The city carried on around me, but I stood still for a moment, finally letting go of the past's weight and facing the future with a heart willing to try again. No revenge, no pride, just presence. I turned back toward the apartment, ready to be the man my children deserved. For the first time, I understood what it meant to be whole. I signed the papers, my hand trembling slightly. It's official, I said quietly. Emily looked at me, eyes soft. You mean it? Yes, I said. I am their father, legally. No excuses. She nodded. They need stability, and you need to be here, fully. I will be, I promised. Every day. The twins ran into the room, laughter spilling over. Daddy, the boy shouted. I smiled, heart pounding. Hey, kiddo. How's my favorite troublemaker? The girl hugged my leg. Don't leave again. I won't, I said. I swear. Emily sat across from me. You're serious, right? About being present. Every second I can, I said. I was scared before, scared I'd fail them. But I'm done running. She stuttered me. You've changed. I hope so, I said. I hope they see the real me, not the man I pretended to be. The boy tugged my sleeve. Play with me. I laughed. All right, but only if you promise to share with your sister. The girl nodded. We promise. I got down on the floor. Okay, ready. Laughter and squeals filled the room. I watched them and felt a weight lifting I didn't even know I'd been carrying. Later, Emily said, I was afraid you'd come and leave again. I understand, I said. And I won't. Not now, not ever. She smiled softly. We'll rebuild slowly. Trust isn't instant. I know, I said. I'm willing to wait. And earn it. Daniel entered quietly. I wanted to say something, he said. I looked up. Yes. He exhaled. Thank you. For stepping in. For being their father. I nodded, swallowing. I should have been there from the start. You are now, he said. And that's what counts. Emily added, they need both of us. And you need to trust yourself too. I'm learning, I said. Every day. The twins grabbed my hands. Go outside, the boy asked. Of course, I said. Let's see if Dad still remembers how to run. As we stepped into the sunlight, I felt power differently now. It wasn't about money, control, or fear. It was about protection, presence, and choice. I thought of the life I built before, empty victories, hollow celebrations. Daddy, the girl said, tugging me back. Tell us a story. I laughed. All right, but you have to promise to listen. We promise, they shouted. I took a deep breath. Once upon a time, I began, my voice steady. For the first time, I felt grounded. Emily walked beside me. You're doing well, she said quietly. I'm trying, I replied. I've wasted too much time. Not anymore. She nodded. They'll see that. And maybe, we'll see it too. The twins ran ahead, laughter ringing, and I chased after them. I felt fear, yes, the fear of failing, of making mistakes, but it was different now. It motivated me rather than paralyzed me. I thought of Claire, of pride and lies left behind. I thought of Emily, of trust slowly mending. I thought of Daniel, finally offering respect. I'm in the right place, I whispered to myself. This is where I belong. The sun warmed my face. I looked down at the twins, at Emily beside me, and felt the future stretch out, not perfect, but real. Daddy, they shouted again, pulling me forward. I laughed, ran, and felt my chest open with something I hadn't felt in years, hope. I realized growth wasn't about reclaiming what was lost. It was about standing firmly in what I now had, choosing responsibility over fear, truth over pretense, love over pride. And for the first time, I was ready to live fully, not as a wounded man, but as the father, the partner, the person I was meant to be. This is my life, I whispered. And I'm not letting it slip again. I held their hands, felt Emily's near me, and let the wind carry away the weight of my past. I was finally standing at the center of my own life. I held the twins' hands as we stepped onto the crosswalk. Their little grips were warm and trusting, and for the first time, I felt steady. "Daddy, slow," the girl said. "Don't worry," I said. "I've got you." The boy looked up at me. "Are we going to be okay?" I smiled, even though my throat tightened. "We are more than okay. We are together." I remembered the first crosswalk I saw her on, Emily, years ago. That moment destroyed my illusion of control, ripped apart my carefully built world, and left me breathless. And yet, it gave me life I didn't know I could have. Emily walked beside me, the twins in her arms only moments ago now freed into our hands. "We'll get there," she said quietly. "Step by step." "I know," I said. "I'm learning." The streetlights reflected on the asphalt. I thought of Claire, of pride lost, of illusions shattered. None of that mattered anymore. What mattered was this moment, messy, real, and ours. The twins laughed as a dog ran past, and I laughed too. "Careful," I said. "Don't let the dog run away with your shoes." Emily shook her head, smiling. "You're too soft on them." "I've learned," I said, squeezing their hands. "Life is too short to be anything but present." The boy tugged me forward. "Faster, Daddy." All right, I said. "But don't let go." I thought of all the times I let fear control me, the times I let pride dictate my actions, the years I spent building a life that wasn't mine. "This is mine," I whispered to myself. "Right here." Emily's eyes met mine. No words were necessary. We had built trust slowly, quietly, and it showed in their laughter, their clinging hands, their easy smiles. I remembered Daniel's words, "Responsibility gives purpose." I felt it now in every heartbeat, every careful step across the road, every small hand trusting me. "Daddy," the girl said softly, "you stayed." "Yes," I said. I stayed. A car honked behind us, but I didn't flinch. I felt anchored. The city rushed around us, impatient, loud, and demanding, but I was here, fully, exactly where I needed to be. The boy asked, "Will we cross every street together?" I laughed. "Every single one, if you want." Emily nudged me gently. "You don't have to be perfect." "I don't want to be," I said. "I want to be honest. Present. Here." We reached the other side, and I let go for a moment, feeling the twins run ahead. I watched them and felt something I never thought I would. Quiet justice, not revenge. Satisfaction, not arrogance. I thought of the past, of Emily, of every mistake and every fear I carried. And I understood something deeply. The moment that destroyed my illusion also gave me clarity, choice, and life worth living. Emily smiled at me. "We made it." "Yes," I said. "We did." The twins turned to me. "Again," the boy shouted. I laughed. "We'll cross together again and again." For the first time, pride had nothing to do with it. Status, wealth, and control no longer mattered. Presence, truth, and connection mattered more than anything. I whispered to the street, to the world, to myself, "This is my home. This is where I belong." I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of my past lift just enough to carry hope, love, and responsibility forward. The twins ran ahead, Emily at my side, and I walked steadily behind, finally unafraid, finally honest, finally whole. One crosswalk had taken my breath years ago. This one gave me life. And for the first time, I was ready to keep walking. No illusions. No pride. Only presence. Only truth. Only the life I choose.